Alright. Gift you.
My face is starting to sting, and my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Actually, I should go up there and see if there's a thing up there.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good job, Elfin. It's really just one dude.
Are those rocks its skin?
Go for the weak point!
Oh, back here are defensive!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be! Strike! Strike! Glacial power!
Now!
Here I come!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Yeah. Weaponry. Money. Map action. There's gonna be a line back to the start.
Little help!
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
It's in the sky!
Point mine! It's over!
It's a duel! Hear my call! Freeze!
It's over!
Freeze! What did they just
Shion, will you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Lightning orb! Do it!
Alright.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Leave the enemy arms to me!
Nice technique! No complaints here! Hurricane Thrust! Stun us!
Here, let me help!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Here I go!
Here I come! Make it rain! Hurricane Thrust!
Freeze now, Frozen!
Hammer!
Woo.
Sometimes I wonder where you come up with those moves.
I could say the same to you.
Good thing we're on the same side, huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh. 50. Here's shortcut back, man. 50.
That's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
Break yourself! This one's tough!
Confiscated!
Mine.
You're mine! No escape! Here I come! No escape! Take cover! Call back! There! You want this over!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Take this! It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest! I'm not done!
I'll stop
its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Lunar Rondo! Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
We'll soon see about that!
Strike!
Igneous!
You're mine!
Not to pieces! I'll take you all on!
Alright.
Flare to Malika!
You're mine!
Make it rain!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
All thanks to you!
Not on my watch! Alright!
It's over!
Now where was I?
Lunar Rondo! Force Flash! Stun up! Tear! Take this! No escape!
Do it!
Lunar
Didn't see.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This'll...
Well, it's worse than what I got. Cool.
Make us even more formidable.
Oh, well, it actually won't.
Guess I misread the landing.
Why are there so many of these guys down here?
Right, here goes! You're mine!
Here my call. Where
I'll
are
take you
going?
all on!
Here to praise you, Captain. Lightning strike.
You're mine! Rising Rider! Start up!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Go for it.
There.
Prepare to crumble. Think we overdid it? Not by a long shot.
An astral arch?
That's my cue.
Shut him down! Rising Rider!
Well,
Dance in the wind. Sleep
I'm not done!
far enough.
It's over!
Take
this! I'm not done!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything about letting off?
Do it.
Looking good out there.
Just getting started.
That's the spirit. Take no prisoners.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both. Do it. Dance in the wind.
You're mine!
he was in the air forever.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
No, not really. Another 50. Good chest.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though
Better be good. Alright, you get a pass.
I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
Oh, big guy.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm not done! Try harder! Take this!
Their hide and stick is armor.
Burn in hell! You're finished!
I can carve through armor.
Here, let me help. This one's mine.
Take this! No escape! It's over! I owe you one!
Denied!
Here I go. You're mine.
No
By the
escape!
starting wind.
Lunarondo! Strike!
This one's mine!
Not on my watch.
Take this!
Now,
There we go. Jesus.
toasty.
Burn strike! You can flame inside me! You're
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
It's over!
More for the stockpile.
Now you see what I can do.
It's over! Start up!
Make it rain!
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Here I come!
Not by a long
Rising
shot!
Wyvern!
I can do this
No
all day.
escape! Hurricane thrust!
In here. Do it. Lock.
Demons descend! Flashing
There.
edge!
Get out of here.
I feel sprightlier than before.
8,800 gold. All money. Big buckaroos. Didgeridoos and dollary-doos. Down there. Sure.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Burn! Try harder!
Don't worry, I've been cool enough all around. Get out of the
Where are
way.
you going?
I'm not done! Here I come! Got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Far enough! Make it rain!
Finish!
stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Yeah, get him, Wall.
I'm not done!
I'm only getting
Hurricane
started.
Blast!
Here's a healing arc.
Shockwave Blast! Here I come! No escape!
Shield and Mega Ray.
Soda!
Gemini Aqua.
Tear!
Light Astrolabe.
Smash to pieces.
Oh, violent darting wind.
Ow.
Do without this pain! Rising Wyvern!
Mine.
Shockwave Blast! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Not a chance!
Here's violent darting wind.
I owe you one! Ha! Soda!
Now, Ringworld. Frozen.
Hammer.
Nicely done.
Mirage!
All thanks to you.
Here's a healing arc.
Through it! Hit!
Here, let me
You're
help.
finished.
Shining super stain.
Appreciate the help.
More where that came from.
No escape! Void Flash! Soda!
Whirling shovel. Do it.
Lunar Rondo!
Winds astral.
Lunar Rondo.
Throttle.
Lunar Rondo. Yeah.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Bright and shiny. Mood. Okay, what else is down here? There's gonna be something.
Let's dispose of the trash. Explain your dreams.
It's over! Lunar Rondo!
Here goes. Raging Cascade. Switch to Turn Malevolent. Arcade Waterfall. Freeze Lance. Dance in the wind. Sweep now.
You're
Water
mine!
the stockpile.
Thrust!
Here I go. Far enough.
My turn!
Mega Ray.
Void Flash!
Water
Hurricane
the
Thrust!
stockpile.
You're finished!
You got company.
You're mine!
This one's mine. Lightning orb.
You're mine! It's over!
Switch rock. Do it.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Yeah, get him, Wall.
You're mine! Soda!
Do it. Kisara. Frozen.
Hammer.
Frozen hammer. There he goes.
Well, looky here.
Told you. Question is, will I be able to sneak by him again? I did. Haha, you're right.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Rocks melt.
Watch where you're going,
You're watching rocks melt.
everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both. Not
The second time he's done that.
Necessarily.
But you know, that's cool. Ah. Skip all of that, huh? Better not be a boss fight. Probably gonna be a boss fight, huh? Oh yeah. Wow, there's the healing spot. What I was hoping for. How many life bottles will this boss take me? Oh, it's a big guy.
What the hell is that thing?
probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Question marks.
You need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone.
Suddenly
Okay.
turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
Is summoning Dougal?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
Not today! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Void Blast! Come and face me!
I never miss. Dance in the wind.
Try harder!
Here's a hero. Maybe this one.
Can't see.
Back into the fray. Lightning condemned. I'm only getting started.
This one's all mine!
Maybe another one of those fights, huh?
Shuffling Flash! Rising Wyvern!
Get on in there with the
I'm not done! You're finished!
Raging storm.
Eat dirt!
There you go. Don't let up. Select
No escape!
I'm only getting started.
Here I come!
Ready and roll.
Try harder! My turn! Strike! I can carve through armor!
Wind astral energy. Here's the healing arc.
Try harder!
Thunder shield. Light as purge the level.
Okay, let's not stand in the
Waterfall.
fire.
Field.
Take this!
Here, more for the stockpile. First aid.
Appreciate. Here
Take
goes!
this!
Please, sir. Come on.
No further! Rising Wyvern! Take this!
Champion swirl. Here, let me help. It looks like you got this one covered. Got it.
Ow.
Now's our chance. Ice prison.
This one's all mine!
Celestial river.
I'm not done!
Try to come over! Make it rain!
Totally! In an instant!
Can I get healed, please?
Not a chance!
Thank you.
First aid.
Water!
Hear my
This is gonna hurt.
This one keeps charging up!
That's what my shield's for!
Yep.
Get behind me!
healing arc.
I'll leave it to you!
Water. Hear my call.
Now you see what I can do.
Water astral energy.
On guard!
Rising Wyvern!
Shield and ray.
Stardust!
Photon
Just watch it!
Here I come!
Just like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No shoot. It's time to finish this!
Okay. Do whatever you're doing, Shion.
Consuming wildfire.
Here I go. You're mine.
Here I come!
Raging storm.
Flaming meteor!
A whirling struck.
Of all the people to die first, it's gotta be Shion, huh?
First force.
One's mine.
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
Keep up the pressure!
Void Blast! Stardust! Rising Wyvern! Take this! No escape! Strike! Take this! Strike! Raging Blast! Here I come! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Okay.
Frozen.
Hammer!
Here's a healing arc.
Now what?
Thanks, Shion.
More enemies?
Here come more!
You'll just have to keep fighting.
Leave the enemy's arc to me.
Going. On guard!
No complaints here.
Here's a healing arc.
No further!
Head to a wind.
God.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Did it!
Yeah!
Here I come!
Nice technique!
You're finished!
You're way up there.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Overlord will save you.
Try harder! My turn!
Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
You made short work of that one.
Cheating little asses.
Oh, I'm right behind you.
You're feistier than you look. Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
We done?
Dramatic, but fair.
Reinforcements incoming.
Not a problem.
Flaming meteor. Inferno crossing.
Here, let me
Take
go.
it. Denied. You're mine.
This isn't ideal.
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
All right.
You're mine.
Hear my call.
You're finished.
Take this.
Whoa! Here, let me help. First aid. Burning strike. Raging cascade. It's over.
Not today.
Seal.
You're mine.
This'll come in handy.
Escape.
Here, let me help.
Void blast.
Appreciate the help.
Luna Rongo.
All
You're
right.
mine.
It's time. Here's a we're coming through.
Here I come.
Don't mind if I do.
Rising Wyvern.
Lightning condensed.
Going in.
Luna Rongo.
Did I was pressing, I was mashing B. I was mashing B, and the game was like, nope, you're gonna stay in here and get hit by all of that.
Bring you back from death's abyss.
Raging cascade. Don't mind if I do.
Here, let me help.
I use that at a shitty time. I need to kill these little dudes.
Flaming meteor.
Save you. Can't be happening. I feel the medicine working.
Leave the chargers to me. Rising Wyvern. No escape.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Think again. Far enough.
I'll bring you
What
back
the
from
hell?
death's abyss. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Oh my god, Shion, just fucking.
Here I come.
Here, let me help.
All mine. I'm not done. Eat dirt.
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Shion actually look flustered.
No escape.
Take this! This one's mine. It's weakened. Here goes.
This ends now.
This one's mine.
You're mine. Flaming meteor. It's over. Take this. Make it rain.
All right,
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Jesus.
Here's a healing arc. First
I
aid.
owe you one.
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone.
How?
Everyone all right?
We won't
No.
We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
The flame inside me.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alpha.
Watch and learn. That's enough. Don't back down.
Okay. Do I win on a technicality? I guess I win on a technicality.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Right. Oh, another thing for Alpha. That probably wasn't too bad. I used what, like 3 life bottles? Not too bad. Ooh, evade distance. I don't want that. Sure. That. Sure. Sure. Secret key. Oh, I think I know what that's for.
I can feel my precision improving.
Would it be like a fast travel point here? 8-point camp? Okay. Give me that camp.
Hey, is that it over there?
Nice. Sure. I want my life bottles back. Right. Forge weapon. I mean, I could make this. Make the fine flare claw. I can make this. Where's what I have? I have this. Find Ignis Roar. A Dragon Flame Sack. Of course I can make all the stuff for everybody else. Make this. And I can make this. Okay. Easy.
I'm impressed how...
It's definitely a ship, but am I gonna get it?
How well balanced this thing is.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before.
Oh, really?
This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
How dare you? Look, it still works. How convenient.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not
Yeah.
only that, But you've helped out so many people, too.
Yeah.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Are you gonna give me fast travel? Ah, you are gonna give me fast travel. Alright then. Is there any place? This. What are these quests that I have? Oh, this is just go find somebody. This is like a crazy thing. Explore the temple. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll go do that one. So I think that's literally just go talk to a person.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Yup.
Hello. I see. Oh.
Okay.
What?
I didn't see it, huh?
Oh?
I see.
Yeah.
But why Voron's whereabouts? Don't they know where the...
Woo! Yahoo.
Sovereign is?
Considering we've come across him the world over, he's likely been operating on his own for a while now.
Maybe even his own subordinates were just toys to him.
Hold on.
What? What?
All right.
What?
All right.
All right.
Time for a short break.
What can I even make? Sure. I'll make porridge.
It's finished. Hopefully.
I'll see you again tomorrow.
A perfectly invigorating morning.
Your hair is sticking up in the back.
You don't do well in the mornings, do you?
Okay. I feel like I've caught more than 5, but I was gonna say. Oh, I got a new rod. Ooh.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this.
YX, huh?
Yeah! I've got something.
Just fish it now. Tales of fishing. Tales of fishing.
I'll catch something bigger next time.
There. No,
You
I've
take
caught
your
everything
fishing
here.
pretty seriously.
Yes. Quit fishing. Let me show you my fishing notes. 14 kinds. I need to catch one more kind of fish and I get another reward. Oh, wow. Wow. One more fish. And I can get a reward.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
No way.
Well,
That can't be.
Sure.
Agreed.
Alright. Money and SP, thank you. And a thing for a door. Cure. Sure.
I must say, I wasn't expecting.
There's not a fishing spot out here, is there? No. There's a fishing spot out here. Let's go fish there. There's also a question mark area down there. What? Where's that go?
You to be the one to spoil their reunion.
well, it was...
How did I never go down here, huh? Hmm?
It's the same with Alphen and Shion. Too much affection can be hard to bear. In fact, you look sort of pleased still, Helene.
I have the
So I
privilege
have
of
that secret
witnessing their
key.
new start together.
Alright, what do we got? The only thing that I can get is green pipe. Do I
Now
even
where
have a
might
lure
those
for that?
fish be?
AY. Hey!
I've got something.
This is quite the thing. I guess I can actually reel since I have so much extra tension.
She's got a good size to her, all told.
I can't believe you caught that with a rod. Amazing.
Amazing. There, and I've caught everything here too. Good.
Few things can mar such.
I gotta go see what the hell this place down here is, though.
joy.
What if it were you?
What indeed?
A secret hole in the wall. Limestone caverns.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
The side quest in here? What is this place?
Seriously?
Oh, this is the fishing hole, right?
Here we go!
Aw.
Good grief.
Good grief.
Remind me
Holy crap.
again why we're all getting soaking wet just to find some fishing hole?
Some things are better left unquestioned.
There's a
But
chest up there.
Something wrong?
no, not at all. Gee, I wonder where that fishing hole could be.
Gee, I wonder. Yeah. Well, weird slime boys, you can go somewhere else. They're not really slimes, but
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
prefer not to, but I guess we'll have to. Well, maybe I can sneak by. Get the chest. Survival ring.
This might
Then I
be
can
some
run.
decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Is it better than the other one that I have, or is it also just base nothing on it? Yeah, base nothing on it. I could probably put stuff on it, maybe? I guess. This way. Okay, just some rock. That's very bright. Some of that bright rock. This way is some of these dudes
That's no
and
ordinary
a
enemy
chest.
I see over there.
I couldn't open it.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You picked the wrong fight.
Gemini off, hurricane!
You're mine.
Hear my call!
Like moths to the flame.
Leave the enemies aren't to me!
Carve through armor. No complaints here.
Not today. Rising Wyvern. Coming through.
Jesus.
Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Here, let me help.
There we go.
Take this.
This one's mine.
Rising Wyvern. Ha! The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Ow.
Use the healing art.
Here I come. Mirage.
So small and hard to hit.
Take this.
Not in your dreams! Do it! I'm on a roll!
You're mine.
You fight better at a distance.
The further away, the better. You and I
Now
both.
you've gone and ticked me off. Far enough.
Take this!
Ow, I'm dead. Well, not dead.
Appreciate the help.
Might as well be though.
I'll take you all on.
These slimes are the worst. They're slimes. They're basically
Flares of
slimes.
Malisa.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. Yeah. Nice technique.
Lightning condemned. Our next round coming through.
I did that way too late.
Here I come! I'm not done! Void blast!
I owe you one for that.
Start up!
A whirling struggle. There. Helps it. Winds of heaven. Do it.
Just hit
In
him.
an instant! Impact claw! Not again!
Starting wind.
I'm not
Now
done!
through all. Here's a healing arc. A whirling struggle.
I owe you one!
By the power of here's another.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Man, their little poison
Who said anything about letting off?
Coming through!
explosion is the worst.
Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here.
Not again! Strike! I owe you one!
Make it rain.
This ends now.
Consider
Jesus.
yourself finished!
Terrible fights. I hate those guys. I think those are the enemies I hate the most.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Just instant full combo, huh? Yo, what's up, Victor? How's it going, dude? Good afternoon. Oh god. Oh god.
Seriously? Is this a joke? Their arts were interrupted.
Mirage! You're mine! I'm not done! Got fire!
I got it. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Mine.
Here I come!
Art expert, here I go. You're mine. Do it. You are in tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no? As in
Starting to feel your weekly 14 burnout.
Here I hope there was. Look sharp!
Gotta find that midweek hot game to swap to.
No complaints from me.
Which way do I go? Why is it so... Started Neo or Dark Souls 3? Man, I gotta get... We've got like 3 months to get for me to play through all 3 Dark Souls games before Elden Ring comes out.
My way.
Hear my call. Hurricane Run.
And another Kingsfield game.
I'm only getting closer.
And some of the other From Software games that I want to play, or at least check out.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. I can do that. If it's in the sky, it's mine.
And like 7,000 wheel games. And now I'm like, I want to do a scary game for October, because it's October, it's spooky game month. Ooh.
Inferno crossing.
Need to like dial it back a bit.
Don't get careless.
Overbook. I overbook everything. Yeah, Dark Souls games probably won't take too long. I think Dark Souls 1, I do think I want to do like a soul level 1 run. And then 2 and 3 I'm just gonna play casually, because 2 I played quite a bit, but it's been a very long time. I never did any of the DLC in 2. And 3 I played once and once only, and I never played it. Never played any of the DLC for 3. I know the least about 3.
This cavern is surprisingly big. Not to mention nice and cool, too.
The way the light from the glowing stones reflects in the water, it almost feels like a dream.
Map action. There's gonna be like a
What,
big
this
dumb boss in
damn
here that I'm not gonna be able to
slimy
kill.
place? Are we looking at the same thing?
Oh, there's so many enemies, dude. I like
have
the
a
map
bad
wrong.
feeling about this. Where are you going?
What? What the hell is going on?
We'll take point on the ground.
Everyone pose on me.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Here I come! Strike! The flame inside me yearns to be lit. Look sharp! Lightning fire blade! Here I come! An astral art?
That's my cue.
That
Shut him down!
only kind of what I wanted to do, but it worked.
Hammer!
Nicely done. Into the center.
All thanks to you.
Lightning orb. Mega ray. Gemini aqua.
Stronger!
Tempest whirl. Easter. Blizzard blows.
Lunar Rondo!
First aid.
Oh,
You're on.
Thunder shield. Purge malevolence. Arcane waterfall. First aid.
Okay.
They're all interrupted.
Hold on to your breath. Here I come. Gemini
Here I
aqua.
come!
Here's a healing art. Not in your dreams.
You're mine!
Supernova. All right. It's showtime.
I hate these guys. They're just hard. They're hard to juggle.
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Like I have to play Elden Ring on release if I don't want to. Yeah, that's true.
Strike! You're mine! No escape!
Mega ray. Raging storm. Do it. Celestial. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here I go.
Not a
Do
chance!
it. Xion. Astral energy.
Next year, the first couple months of next year are kind of crazy with game releases.
I can feel my precision improving.
My word. This must be the work of Providence.
Prava what now?
It means destiny.
Stamina ring. Half HE cost, 50%.
I think it's
Okay.
a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Who knows? Maybe Elden Ring will suck. What the heck? There's so many bees chasing me right now. Get the heck out of here. I got my item and I can leave. Get that thought in your head. Well, they already said that it's got the Sekiro stealth mechanic, so...
This will be a
Holy
delicious
shit.
piece of cake. Go. Where are you going? Come with mine. Rage. These things really get on my nerves.
Hopefully that's the only bit of Sekiro that is in the game.
No escape!
I never miss. All right.
You're mine! This time! I'm not
Water! I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope all of you see.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Xion actually look flustered. We managed to turn the tide.
For now. But things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Get toasty.
Burn strike!
Elden Ring is bad. I mean, Sekiro is pretty bad, so there's a chance.
Hurricane thrust!
I'm only getting started.
You're mine!
Dance in the wind.
Take this! I'm not done!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both. Am I on a roll or what?
At least in my
Well,
opinion. I did not care for Sekiro.
Bright and shiny mood.
I did not care for Sekiro much at all. Just wait for Bloodborne remake and Bloodborne 2. Not made by From Software though.
We should be able to cook here.
Because that's the rumor, is that that's what Bluepoint is doing. At least that's what the rumor is that Bluepoint is now remaking Bloodborne
Alphen,
like they did Dark
do you
Souls.
understand what's on the
Or
line
Demon
here?
Souls.
What?
The fish, Alphen. With all the...
I'll see you again tomorrow.
And then possibly either a Bloodborne 2 or finishing the 6th Archstone in Demon
I
Souls.
couldn't eat any more if I tried.
That is true happiness.
Yeah, pretty much. What the heck? That's a big slime boy. This is gonna suck. I have a feeling.
That's not your run-of-the-mill enemy.
Hey look, my capture card broke. Again. Hold on. I don't know why this happens. This has got to be a weird OBS update problem. Where OBS just sometimes goes, nope. Level 56.
So this...
He's the one who polluted the pond.
Consider this payback for all
1
those...
million HP.
I'm not done!
Not on my watch! Go for the weak point!
Hurricane Slug!
Well, he's just summoning ads, just like the last time I fought this thing.
No escape! Rising Wyvern!
It's raining blobs of slime! Gross! I'll take out as many as I can. Round and pound! Here's a healer! They're all coming after me!
I'm coming, Rinwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
No escape!
Yeah, this might not be.
Here's a healing art!
No escape!
First aid!
No escape! Point flash!
Here, let me help. This can't be happening.
Nope, Shion's dead. That's always fun.
Feel the medicine working. By the power of water! Gemini Aqua! Here's a healing art!
Can I get a heal?
I owe you one. I'm not done! Mirage!
Let me help. First aid!
They are all going after me.
Rising Wyvern! Tear!
Never mind if I do. Gemini all the way! By the power of water!
Make it rain!
Frozen!
Hammer!
I'll bring you back from
Nothing
depth
gets
abyss.
by me!
Spread! A whirling storm! Wind weapon!
Down! You're off!
Oh look, Shion's dead. Again.
Rinwell!
It's nothing. I'm alright.
Turn on from Soft Bloodborne 2? Yeah, it would be. 100%.
I'll bring you back from lightning orb. Whoa! Hey, one at a time. This one's mine.
Here I come! I'm not done!
I'll bring you back from depth abyss.
It's on!
Can't be happening.
You're asking if the studio that shut down the
Whirling struggle.
company that shut down the studio that co-developed Bloodborne with From Software would be dumb enough to make a Bloodborne 2 without From Software. Yeah.
Art expert coming through.
Nothing gets... This is bad. Real bad.
I think maybe we should get out of here.
Don't worry. I swear...
I can't flee. I'm just gonna take the loss on this one. This thing is like 18 levels higher than what I am, so
Sorry.
No! Don't leave me all alone.
we're just gonna take the loss. These are definitely made for like way later game than this. Or, you know.
Not like this.
Yeah. The good thing now, though, at least the good thing with From Software now is that now From Software self-publishes their own stuff because they're big enough to do that. So they don't lose the rights to all their IPs that they have. Like, there could be a Dark Souls 4 that could come out, theoretically, because From Software doesn't own Dark Souls. I mean, technically Dark Souls 4 did come out. They just were smart enough not to call it a Dark Souls game.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Code Vein is basically Dark Souls 4. It's what Bandai Namco did with kind of owning the Dark Souls name. What is going on here? Souls fans, yeah, it depends though, because Souls fans really ate up Demon Souls remake. So
An opponent like this should be easy. Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Harunarunga! Strike! Soda!
I can shatter any steel.
Burn in hell!
nice whip. Everything is whipping.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
This one's denied. Get behind me.
It's almost a perfect remake, yeah. Which is gonna
Don't take
give
your hand though.
everybody hope, especially if they do a Bloodborne remake that's as good as the Demon Souls remake.
You're even better than ever. I've never seen Keon actually look
That's gonna shift the probably the majority of the public view to being, oh, Blue Point can just make
Wow.
a Souls
Look
game
what I just found.
and it would be fine.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Gotta go fishing.
A fish. You saw it too.
I mean, people are freaking out over the possibility of a Bloodborne 2 and or the last
Hey,
Artstone
what do you think
in
about that
Demon
spot?
Souls getting
Good
fixed.
idea. I'll go
or
for that
finished.
one.
Do I have anything for this? I do. Alright. What is it? YX.
Dang, this fish is being stubborn.
Okay, this thing has 2 health bars. My tension is way too high. Keep doing that. Oh god, I'm not gonna catch this fish. Maybe. Ooh.
This is quite the catch, if I do say so myself.
Oh my gosh, that's a really rare species.
Thick boss fish.
What a gorgeous fish you caught. It almost looks a little like a gemstone. It's breathtaking.
It's called a cobalt trout. They're actually tremendously rare. I never thought I'd catch one for myself.
You'll have to see what
I
happens
wonder how it tastes.
with
What?
the whole souls born
Look at how big it is.
everything.
Its growth must have been pretty unusual. Maybe it absorbed some water astral energy or something.
Mutated fish are known to be pretty cautious by nature. It's possible it turned out this way after years of avoiding human contact.
We're still going to eat it though, aren't we?
Come on, we don't have to eat it, right? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of other fish we could catch later.
Yeah, I guess.
No way. You should always eat whenever you get the chance. You never know when the enemy will strike next.
That's true.
Fishing. What do I even have to do? Oh yeah, I was learning this. Did the stuff though. Like the same thing. So fish bloodthirsty, yeah.
As I recall, there's a recipe we've yet to try.
Yeah, this is the last ingredient we need.
Yeah. I don't really think there's much else for me to do at the moment. All the bosses that I have left are fucking impossible at the moment. Or at least ones that I don't really want to bash my head against. I guess I can go see what this guy's gonna give me. Now that I've caught 15 types of fish.
Then let's go ahead and prepare it.
There's something in the water.
Okay. Another lure. Great. I guess I'm just gonna continue the story. But my playthroughs, I've thought about it.
With all this money, I'd kill for a night out.
Well, guess I'm off to bed.
I've definitely thought about it. I've thought about like doing
think we've rested
alternating
long
days
enough.
and
Let's
stuff.
keep moving.
A little burnt out with this. Well, kinda am, but what happens when series that I don't really care about anyway?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh, I can just it's just a Tales game, man. This is like the most effort I've ever put into a Tales game.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this.
Quote
When we
unquote
first
effort.
started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegus? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegus.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken. And this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can
Wait for
talk
deep
them
sail-
into leaving
yeah.
us alone?
It's not bad. I don't think it's like
people
the
of Lenegis?
Tales revolution that people
Sure.
were making it
I
out to
mean,
be.
we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right
Kinda
and
just feels
natural
like
that
more
Rena reigns over
Tales.
Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, enemies are very tanky.
Where? Shion?
The party disbanded.
Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Law shows up in his farmer outfit. And sad glasses and beaming horns.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains.
That was one of the
It's a
dumbest
vision of
lines.
oblivion I can't escape.
You can't die before your
I
death?
want to believe it's all just a bad dream.
Uh,
But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's
They like
certainly
the song.
possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are.
All of us.
You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you.
You can tell the cutscenes are long when the Xbox decides to dim the screen.
So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Here we go.
I
More
believe Shion is
cutscenes.
telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Yo, Law, what's going on, dude?
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Cool. All these cutscenes
Can't
talking
sleep.
to the people.
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Alright. I just gotta talk to Shion. Oh.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadime, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans.
Dude.
You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
But yeah, stop breaking everything. Sick. At least I found a quick way to refresh it.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Yo, what's up, Luna? Through the heavens. Full heal. Not like any new... Nope. Alright. Do the dew. Mountain Dew.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Am I going to space? Yes.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
This game is now Star Ocean.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea.
Am I enjoying
The
Star
starship may
Ocean?
end up
If this
serving
was
as our
Star
base of
Ocean, I would
operations
probably
once
be
we're down
enjoying it
there.
a lot more.
Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
But it's okay.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
What is...
Different. Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem
What is
more
this Back to the
driven lately,
Future
and you
music?
found a zest for life. It suits you.
Got some Back to the Future music going on.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually,
Airsick.
now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
Yes.
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? Would that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him.
The
It's
sleep
for
of his
people
life.
now,
The sleep of many,
and those
many
still to
lives.
come.
More than just one life.
The world's bigger than just Menancia.
He slept enough for
My
like
dream is
everybody.
for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
healing pods. Bam, 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 bam. It is such Back to the Future
Hey,
music.
Alvin, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alvin, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Wham, wham.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh?
He's crying,
What was
yes.
life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life.
Law is sad that
for
we're
as
not on
long
the
as I can
farm.
remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I
Jesus,
survived,
Shion.
but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Dohalim.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years. That's all.
Hypnotizing.
You mean
Dohalim.
since you became a lord and left Lenegus? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though. You too have a history with Lenegus. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
I have.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegus.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegus was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Heck
Come on, you've
this.
seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Woo.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago.
And they really backloaded this game with cutscenes.
Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
The Forbidden Zone.
Beyond that wall...
Thinking...
I can fast travel out of here if I want to. Cool. Let's see. was like an hour of cutscene. Not quite an hour, but it felt like, I think that string of cutscenes from when I went to the ship until now was longer than the rest of the entire game's cutscenes put together. Wow, we're just in Star Ocean now.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone?
Can't
What
see 'em.
business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well.
Yeah, it's
It
forbidden.
looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Doe?
Doe. Nice nickname.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Uh-huh.
The Danans among us should probably keep...
What?
Don't care.
So,
Map action.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it.
Bear it.
But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegus mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
Golim, your butterfly wings are blocking all of the NPCs.
The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen, dude.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
But you know, that's whatever. What's this way? Treasure in here? What are you doing? Oh, the phones are down. See? What the heck are you doing? Ah. I see. Anti-parfait.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of
Orange gel.
healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
You just use the. I can just use this. Get my CP back. Pick up that orange gel. There. Now I just got that recipe for free.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you.
This guy's voice sounds really
I
familiar.
descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her
Calm down,
anyway?
dude. Chill out.
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Jeez, it was kind of a dick. Who's next? You're next.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Tohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Heros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Yeah.
It's decided. That's
Forbidden
where we need
Zone.
to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Okay. Took 2 steps.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renin homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renin society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
Okay, Law.
I know.
Calm down.
Seeing Renins in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Sure. Tell Dillis.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Right.
Balsef had it in
Thinking the other
him to
zones
care
either,
about
which is
someone
good.
other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
Extensive writings on the subject. All right.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Organa belt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed.
Nobody back there, right? Okay. Well, let's go to the next part.
Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why
Nothing
couldn't
over
they
there.
extend that to us Ganons?
Aha! More people to talk
This
to.
area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
This is what the game has become now, is cutscenes and talking to people. Just talking to people and doing cutscenes. Huh.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief,
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah!
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember
can't
being
move.
quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords
Jesus,
must see them
dude.
differently than the rest of us.
yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you
Not
a
at
good
all.
person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Save the game. a grape gel.
What's this thing?
What's this thing?
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right?
So many cutscenes.
In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
How many times? Take a drink every time they mention the Forbidden Zone.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
Wow.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Ooh, spooky.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Anything down here? An orange gel. Cool. The red woman. Oh look, an inn. So glad I got defense up. I've been able to use it so many times. Ooh.
What's this thing?
Ah. Let's see.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Living it up.
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music.
What's that supposed to
Entranced
mean?
by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
I was hoping you would have the glasses on.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
So he cheated.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago.
Whoa.
You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
PP Stalker Man.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe.
No secrets?
I still wanted to say thank you.
No secrets.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely all...
Oh. 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 Making this. And I'm making this. I guess I'm making this. Pitchfork. A lot of piercing up. What the hell? Okay, what's everybody's like joke weapon? And that's not, that's just a book about farming. Alright.
offer their assistance.
Sure. If I do this. I could make a stamina ring. I guess I could make this and give it to... so many of these things.
I'd like to... check their wares, if you don't mind. What can I make? Pork bone. To make experience boost. Sure.
Looks perfect. Well, how's it taste?
The meat is just the right texture and firmness. You can easily taste all of the ingredients that went into it.
I'm impressed you can cut up such a huge fish.
The basic procedure doesn't really change whether a fish is big or small. All it takes is practice.
Still, I feel a little bad eating this fish. It's supposed to be a pretty rare species, isn't it?
I'm the type who fishes for food first and foremost. Once I catch something, I cook it up with care so it doesn't go to waste. Don't worry, I took an imprint of it for posterity before I turned it into steak.
The meat is so thick. It almost reminds me a little of beef.
What's the difference? Isn't it all meat at the end of the day, regardless of where it comes from?
Says the guy who always complains about it not being red meat whenever we have fish.
Look, as long as it tastes good, I don't care what it is.
Even vegetables?
I'm talking about meat!
It looks thick because that's how big the fish was. There's still plenty to go around, so feel free to have more if you want it.
Sure, I'll take another slice.
Better grab it while you can, everyone.
All right. Medic. We just got in that box and slept for a while. Cool. Great. Cool. Oh my god, do I finally get to fight things?
Damn it! Lenniget's soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Ignite! Come on! Damage, baby!
Hey, drinking orb! Lightning condemned! Here goes!
Void flash!
Make it rain! Get
Jesus.
toasty!
Burn strike! No! Here I come!
Here's a healing art! Here goes!
Oh my god. That guy got launched.
An astral
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
There you go.
No escape.
Astral energy. Full throttle.
Not a chance.
It's over.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Rising Viper. Tear. Force slash.
Go for
Easy.
Prepare to crumble.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
Yup.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Harros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
You ain't
Well, with
doing
the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries.
Doleem's butterfly wings
least
didn't
we'll
do
know to keep
anything
our
until
wits
we got
about
here,
us.
and now they're blocking every cutscene, and it's great. What the heck? They're doing on you. You can have this. But I don't want you to have it. Use it. Alright. Sure. Sure. Wait. Oh. I did not go the right way at all. Okay then. Didn't know there was another way. Should have looked at the map before I went. A lot of green dogs.
Let's dispose of the trash. I never miss.
No further. Here I come.
Here, let me
I'm
help.
not done.
Far enough. These ones can run rings around us.
Rondo, Rondo.
That's it.
Force slash.
Gemini Aqua. Hurricane Flight.
I'm not done.
You require a hand.
Take this. Cut. Slice. Tear. Stardust.
Now. And again.
Totally. In an
go.
instant. Impact claw. Not a chance. Too fast. Stand back. I'll trip it up. Tear. Slice. No further. Stardust.
What the hell? Ow.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika! On guard! Maximum burn!
Okay, that thing got wrecked.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Take it.
I feel sprightlier than before.
I have like a 1.3 times multiplier on experience, and you still get like nothing. I don't want to fight that thing. Wow. It dodged.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Far enough!
Be my guest.
Where are you going?
See what I can do. My deal. We're not finished.
Frozen?
Hammer.
That was fun.
With this,
11
I
experience.
can become even
Yeah.
stronger.
Woo.
No choice.
You got spirit.
Dream.
Rising Wyvern.
Inferno Cluster!
This one's mine!
Hurricane
They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll learn.
Can't get out of this.
By the power of Inferno Cluster!
Okay, we'll let things die.
Rising Wyvern. Hurricane burn in hell.
Make your way!
Frozen.
Hammer. My turn.
It's in the sky, it's mine!
Stardust.
Thunder Field! Now
Strike.
Raging
Hurricane
Cascade!
Thrust.
Flaming Meteor! Now!
Click.
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Uh-huh. Probably old weapons, too.
Soldiers don't seem to have
Actually,
any
you
qualms
can't,
about
because-
attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand
All right.
guard over?
Gotta break through. Take this. Harder. My turn. Strike. I can carve through armor.
As if the normal creepy crawlies
See what we're doing, huh? 115,000 health, huh?
It's over. This time. Ignite. Rising Wyvern. Mirage. Roar up. Rising Wyvern. Mirage. No escape. Rising Wyvern. No escape. Strike. Hurricane Thrust. Mirage.
Where are you going?
Yours to be let free.
Inferno Cluster!
Rising Wyvern.
Now you see what I can do!
No escape.
Sleep now.
Can't get out of this. It's over.
Saving this one.
Lunar Rondo. This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Done. I'll leave it to you. Vacuum blade.
I'll be saving this one. More where that
Be
came
still.
from. Here.
Lunar Rondo.
Raging Cascade.
I'll burn it all.
Burn it all.
Flaming pillar. Fire.
Here's a healing arc! Raging Cascade!
Thrust. Not today.
You're on!
Here I come.
Raging
Escape.
This one's
Lunar
mine!
Rondo. Void flash. Here.
Dagger
Here I
Blade!
come.
Warrior Owl! By the power!
Try harder. No escape. Here.
Going in! Raging Fire! Far enough!
It's on. Take this.
Round and
No
down!
escape.
Bam, bam, bam.
First force!
Mirage.
Lightning Strike!
Sleep now.
Take this.
I'll be saving That'll bring you down!
Try harder. Now.
Here's a healing
You're mine. No escape. Ignite.
It's over!
Rising Wyvern.
Graceful
You're mine. I'm not done. Lunar Rondo. Here. Stardust. won't save you!
Sealed!
You're finished!
More for the stockpile!
Not a chance! No escape!
Sealed!
Shockwave strike!
More for the
It's
stockpile!
on!
Power of water!
You're mine! I'm not done!
By the power of water!
Stardust!
Fantastic! Gemini Ultra! With the doctor order!
You're mine!
Here's a healing arm!
Strike! Rain blast! Stardust! Take this!
Far enough! Raging storm! Primed and ready!
Try harder! My turn! Take this! You're mine!
All
No
disasters
escape!
made one! Come forth and heal us of purity! By the power of water! Maelstrom!
Rain blast! Remove!
Astral
Just kill the
energy!
thing.
Say no more!
Jesus.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
18, no, 2,000 experience. I was like 18 experience. That's SP though. Now learn this. Actually, learn this. Oh boy.
Gotta break through!
Here, let me
You're
help!
mine!
Lightning
In a
condemned!
vine!
First aid, go! Hurricane strike! This one's mine! Lightning strike! Gratitude up with a wall!
Void blast! I'm not done!
In a vine!
Strike!
Switch power! Here's a healing arm! First aid!
Hold nothing back! You're mine! Lunar Rondo! Rising Phoenix!
Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air cup! Go time!
Lunar Rondo! Strike!
Make it rain!
Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Now! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here!
My turn! I'm not done! Take this! I'm down! I'll smash you! Strike! You're finished! Here I come!
Denied!
I'm not done! Stardust!
Power of water! Maelstrom!
Oh, you butthead.
Lightning thrust!
Take
Air thrust!
Eat this! You're mine!
Fantastic! Now my
Vacuum blade!
I'll take
He was so close, but the damn dog knocked me out of the air.
Flare Demolition! Purge Malevolence! Here, let me help!
Oh, the other two things died. Okay.
I'm ready for the next battle!
A lot of things in here. It's all materials. Red sage. Yep. Gotta go this way. Haha! Oh god. Get juked. I can't juke these guys.
Little help!
Take this!
I never
down!
You think that shield will save you?
What do you want, eh?
Run in your dreams!
All mine!
Flaming meteor!
The enemy wields arms too.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
My turn! No escape! Ignite!
Lightning strike! By the power of
Lunar Arc!
I'm driven by the power of water!
Strike!
Shield Arna! Here's a healing
Rising Riser! I'm not done!
Raging Destiny! A whirling struggle!
Eat dirt!
Lightning condemned!
This guy.
Toasty!
Burn strike!
Here's a whirling struggle! Wings of heaven! Force! Take it! It's over!
Hold nothing back!
Gale Force!
You're mine! through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here.
Take! I owe you one. Stardust!
Now!
Lunar Rider!
Astral energy!
Just spam all of the strike attacks.
No escape! Now we're not Stardust! Force Slash!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Right?
I need to be stronger.
$1,000. This is it. This is where I need to go. Right? Is it elevator? Elevator. Transporter, whatever.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Yay! Woo! Wee!
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
Yep.
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay
Well,
sharp.
the Forbidden Zone.
After that last illusion. There's no telling what could happen in here.
Your boss fight, isn't it?
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh, yay.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Tormented limbs.
Faria controls symbols like that before.
How about with the stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Dougal, then we get some answers. Aim for their weak spot. Rising Wyvern, you're mine. No escape.
Ow.
Not now, not ever. No escape. I can carve through armor. This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
You're good. I'll leave it to you.
Hurricane strike! Look shot!
Rising Wyvern.
Magic is there! Blizzard blow! Freeze lancer!
I owe you one.
Flaming meteor!
Mirage.
Ow.
Mega ray! Lightning orb! More where that came from! Here's a healing arc!
Here I come. No escape. Take this.
Mega ray!
Ready and rare.
I'll be saving this one! Shiny!
Hey, Shion. Okay, there you go.
Seal! Into the shadow!
Take it. Raining slap. Ignite. You're mine. Soda. Luna Rongo.
Take more from the stockpile! It's over!
Here.
Mega ray!
It's over.
Lightning orb! Bring you down! It's weakened!
Lightning
More where that came from!
This ends now.
Lightning cascade!
Light. Soda.
In here!
It's over. I'll smash you.
Gemini Aqua!
Prepare to be free.
Far enough!
No escape.
Shield and
You're mine. Rising Wyvern. I'm not done. Void Circle.
Everyone, get back!
Oh god.
Too dangerous! Lightning
You're mopping. You're mopping.
Not like this!
You'll pay for that.
Energy!
Mike.
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! A whirling struggle. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Winds of
Easter. Take this.
Here's a
I'm
healing
not done. Be still.
dance in the wind!
You're on.
Here!
It's over.
What are getting sprung? I'll be saving this one.
Megasonic thrust.
Here's a healing arc. This one's mine.
Ow.
Take this.
Do it!
Kisara. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! Let me help.
You're mine.
This one's mine.
I owe you one.
Hurricane strike! Water, hear my call!
I can carve through armor.
In a vine? That move!
Here comes the big one.
Here I go! It's over!
Wow, you're a spinny boy.
Hurricane crush! It's over!
Not yet. I'm not done. Not today. Here I
Here's a healing arc!
Oh, Shion. Shion.
Sleep. I can't lose. More for the stockpile. First aid!
My turn. Here I come.
Far enough!
Ready and rare. I'll smash you. It's
Winds of
time.
heaven! First force! Here, let me help.
You're mine. Rising
In here.
Wyvern.
More for the stockpile.
You're on. Do without this pain.
Nice.
Raining slap. No escape. Blow away.
Air thrust! A whirling struggle. Here, let me
Here I
help.
come.
Winds of heaven! Hurricane strike! Air thrust! Piercing roar!
You're mine.
Rising howl!
Rising Wyvern. Mirage.
Inferno here! Let me help. Sleep now. Blood assault! I'll be
It's
saving
time.
this one.
There.
Where was that came from?
There we go.
While it's reeling.
Take it down! Hurricane strike!
Not today.
Unguard! A whirling struggle!
Armor won't save you.
Winds of heaven!
Can't get out of this.
Here, ready to go! I'm almost impressed.
Hard drain.
I said almost. Don't get carried away. Pile. Spread!
Here I come. All mine.
Lightning orb!
Blah, 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 blah.
More where that
You can bait it over here, away from people. Okay, well that's fine.
Ignite! Raining slash! Take this! Ha! Start up!
This one's mine.
Void slash! Start up!
Nothing gets my age.
First aid.
Their arcs were interrupted.
And dead. Not bad.
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Only Shion died twice because she's kind of dumb, but it's okay. She died and then died again, but
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning.
no, don't do it again.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Oh, what a punch to the gut. Literal gut punch.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzalik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well.
Uh-huh.
I'm most grateful.
Do you think...
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Watching the ending, oh boy. Anime? Not really anime. Not enough anime.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Can I get it anytime soon? Okay. Easy.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, More than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them
Still
I was
understand
never
nothing?
aware of.
Good.
And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally.
That vision we...
I like how it was like, here, watch this cutscene, and now take one step forward.
We might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns.
Watch another
As
cutscene.
well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Turn back for the time being.
I just need a little time first. I want to make sure I go into whatever comes.
Yeah, completely prepared. Yeah. I don't know if this is the end, even if it is. Whatever. How do I do that? So here's what's up. I have a few things that I actually need to get done. So I'm actually gonna call the stream early today. I know, crazy. Real crazy. No, yep, I have to. I have to, because I have things that I gotta get done